Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Almost Groundhog Day.
That is true.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Almost Groundhog Day.
That is true.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Almost Groundhog Day.
That is true.
It's been great seeing you, Needlehead. Take care.
Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy.
Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, 'cause it's cold out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech Connect. I'm Luke.
I am Corey the Magnificent.
Sure. And this is our second video of 2025. The first one did gangbusters views, and this one is going to do even better, Corey.
Yeah, I actually got an email from the one and only Mr. Beast.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yep.
And he's Jimmy Donaldson.
Yep.
And he said, "Dear Tech Connect.
Yes.
Please stop making videos as
Yep.
you are making me look bad.
Indeed.
Sincerely, Mr. Beast."
Oh, he didn't sign it with his real name?
No.
Oh, okay.
So
enough.
it may have been, and then there was at the bottom it said, "If you would like to have your YouTube videos perform better, please pay us this." So it might have been a scam.
Yeah, the email address, was it luke@gmail.com?
And scammer get
This
scam, buddy.
is not Mr. Beast at gmail.com.
Anyway, we are covering some very exciting things in this video, Corey. We are going to be looking at how to rearrange your iPhone home screen. You're going to be looking from a VoiceOver perspective, how to move apps around, and that is important because there are a lot of exciting apps out there, Corey. We've covered a lot of them, and of course, that can make your home screen quite cluttered, so it's good to be able to organize them. So you are going to be handling that with VoiceOver. From a low vision perspective, I will be taking a look at how to change your lock screen and your home screen background, and also how to resize apps and how to change the color of them as well. Very exciting things, Corey. As usual, we are right on the money with this because these features were only introduced almost a year ago. So.
Cutting edge in iOS 18.
Indeed.
You may not have heard of this iOS 18. It's brand new. But we think it's important for people to know how to keep their apps organized. So that is why we're producing this video.
All right, let's do it, Corey.
As we mentioned, it is important to keep your app library and your home screen nice and organized,
Yes.
and it can be a little difficult from a VoiceOver standpoint. So we're going to show today two different ways for you to move around apps. And then we're going to show how you can kind of create your own custom home screen. That's something new in iOS 18. And from a beginner standpoint, it's kind of nice. So we'll show a little trick here. So I've got my a home screen here. It's actually home screen 15 for me. So I have a little too many apps I do need to clean up. Put it down in the comment box. I'm curious, how many home screens do you have? Because I think 15 is a lot, but I bet you there's tons of people with way more than that.
I'm sure. Also put it down in the comments, please, what you think. If you're able to see Corey's image on his home screen, let us know what you think of it.
Ogres are like onions.
Yeah, that's what happens when you let your daughter get her hands on your phone. So I've got a home screen here, and for those that don't know, really quick, your home screen, you've got a grid of apps. You got 4 across, and I believe 6 rows going down.
So how many total
and
is
then
that, Corey?
24.
Oh, wow, very fast on that.
Yeah, congratulations. And then the very bottom row is called your dock, and that never really changes. No matter what home screen you're on, you're gonna have those same 4 apps.
Although you can change those.
Those
You can
change.
choose which ones you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got a home screen here. It is blank, except I've got the 4 apps going across the top row and then my 4 apps down at the dock, but we'll ignore that. So we're gonna show a couple things here. First, we're gonna use the Rotor to go ahead and drag an app and move it around. So for example, in my top left corner,
Gala Pro.
I have an app called Gala Pro. Let's say I wanna move this over to the top right corner. What I'm going to do is my Rotor has automatically moved to the correct setting, the actions menu. So I'm gonna swipe down for edit mode.
Edit mode.
Double tap.
Started editing.
Now I'm in edit mode and I'm still sitting on Gala Pro. Now when I swipe down, I'm gonna get different options, and we'll quickly take a peek at what those are.
Delete.
First of all, I can go ahead and delete that app.
Drag Gala Pro.
This is what we're gonna do in just a moment, but let's go through all of them and then we'll come back to drag.
Activate. Default.
Activate is default, so that's just gonna actually open it basically. Yep.
Stop editing apps.
We've got to stop the edit mode,
Delete.
and then we're back to delete
Finish
again.
editing.
So I am going to put ours and we're going to choose drag instead.
Activate. Edit mode. Started editing. Delete. Drag Gala Pro.
And we'll double tap.
Smart Life is editing.
So now that Gala Pro app has been selected and ready to be dragged. Now here's one cool thing. We could continue to repeat those steps on multiple apps and drag as many as we want to. So if you've got 3, 4, 5 apps on one home screen and you want to move them to another or move them lower down, you can go ahead and just repeat those steps and do as many as you'd like to. Now I'm gonna go and find where I wanna move it.
PixieBot is editing.
And I wanna put it after PixieBot. So now when I swipe down, we're gonna have some new Rotor options.
Stop editing apps. Add to drag session.
There's my ability to do multiple.
Drop Gala Pro before PixieBot. Drop
Here I can drop it before, or if I swipe down again,
Drop Gala Pro after PixieBot.
I can do after, and I'll double tap.
Drop complete.
And now it has moved Gala Pro from the left corner,
Smart Life,
which is not there anymore, over to the right corner.
Corey, as well, a quick plug here. If you want to see a video on the PickyBot, check out one of our live sessions. I'm sure Jonathan will put a link to it in the old treasure chest there.
You got
Or
it.
maybe a card. Might be easier.
Well, he's going to put it somewhere.
He'll put it somewhere. You just have to find it.
So that allows us to quickly and easily move apps around. And again, I've just been doing it from this single home screen here, but we could easily have moved, you would follow the same steps in order to move apps from one home screen to another. The other thing we could have done, and I didn't swipe through, is there would have been an option to create a folder too. So if you want to combine multiple apps, you could do that as
I always
well.
find that confusing because I forget which folder things are in.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I remember when I first got my phone, I was so diligent, put everything in folders, and then I just could never remember where anything was. Now, the last thing I want to show here using VoiceOver is one of the things that I think is kind of cool that Apple added recently was the ability to now put apps wherever you want them. Prior to, I believe it was iOS 18, if I remember correctly. Put it down in the comments if I'm mistaken, but you were only able to put apps next to another app. So for instance, I just have the top row. If I wanted to put something down on the 6th row down, I couldn't do it because there was all this blank space.
Yes.
Now we can do that, which is kind of cool, especially for those who maybe are just beginning with the iPhone. There may be some, let's say you just use 4 apps. Maybe it's phone, messages, email, and Facebook or something like that.
Sure.
You could create a home screen where you have those 4 apps in the 4 corners, making it a little easier for you to find where those apps are and more quickly. Even if you've got a home screen with multiple apps, I always like to set up my home screen where the 4 corners are the apps I use most often, even though the rest are all filled in. It just makes life easier.
Sure.
But the rotor gesture method that we just did will not work for that. Because there's nothing around for it to drop before or after, we can't do it.
Yes.
So what we have to do instead is the old way that we used to move apps, and that is to double tap and hold on an app, and that's going to make them start to jiggle. And from there, we don't want to lift our finger. We just start to slide our finger to the placement where we'd like it. And as we move, you're going to hear VoiceOver let me know which row and column I'm in. So I want to try to get down to row 6 and column 4, and we'll do our very best.
That would be the bottom right corner?
That would be the bottom right corner, yeah. So we're going to try it. So I'm just going to pick an app here.
PixieBot.
Yep, there we go. Let's do PickyBot here, or PixieBot as the phone says.
I kind of like PixieBot, I've got to say.
Okay, so we are going to double tap and hold on PickyBot. There we go.
Edit home started editing.
And now we're going to move it down.
Row 1, column 4. Row 5, column 3.
Getting close.
Yeah.
Row 6, column 3.
There it is.
Very
column
close.
4.
Row 6, column 4.
There you go. I'll lift my finger. And it has now placed the app down there. Now, what I want to do is stop editing, though, because it is still kind of jiggling. So what you can do there is just do your home gesture, and that will stop the editing. And so now if I touch down in the bottom right corner,
PixieBot.
I do have that PickyBot app down there in kind of its own empty space.
Yep.
And so I could just repeat those steps again and put the other 2 apps in the other corners if I wanted to. And then you end up with a home screen with just your 4 corners kind of filled with apps. Again, point is just trying to make it easier for you to find the apps that you use most often.
All right, so we saw the stuff that Corey had to offer. It was okay, not too bad.
It was the best stuff that has ever been placed on YouTube.
Yes, entirely.
Another email
entirely
from Mr.
average.
Beast came.
Now it's time to look at the real stuff. So we're going to look, first of all, on our home screen, how can we change the size of the apps and how can we tint the apps and change the color of the apps, Corey? Any ideas, Corey? Any ideas?
Yeah, you are going to do the tint gesture and the bigger app gesture,
Sure.
right? You don't know those?
Why not?
Wow.
This is not VoiceOver now. We are going to be using this without VoiceOver. First step, we're on the home screen. We're going to hold a finger in a blank space on the home screen, and that is going to make all of our jiggling jiggles as we did before. But we will also, at the top left, have an edit option, and we're going to go ahead and hit the edit option. That will open up a small menu here where we have add widget, customize, and edit pages. And I'm going to go ahead and hit customize here. And this has opened up a little menu at the bottom of the screen. A few things we can do here, Corey. We can choose between small and large, and that will affect the size of our apps.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and just flick to small here, and my apps now have got the app plus the name of the app underneath. Okay?
Which is the default mode,
The default,
typically, right?
precisely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If we go to large, the icons get bigger, and in order to accommodate that, the name of the app actually disappears. So you would have to know what the app is by sight, but it's usually pretty easy to tell once you've got used to using an app, you know which one it is. So, pretty cool. Underneath there, we have a couple of additional options. So we have some squares here that say light, dark, automatic, and tinted. Let's flip between these. If I go to light, that's kind of like your normal colors. Okay. If I go to dark, it's the normal colors, but any white bits become black. If you see what I'm saying, it's like a color invert mode.
Sure. So it's not a straight black on. It's not straight black on white, but it's just replacing some white.
Yes.
Okay,
So you
gotcha.
still have other colors, but it's replacing whites with black.
Gotcha.
So like a color invert. I actually kind of like that. I've got to be honest with you.
Okay.
Automatic here. So that's gonna look at the background of the phone and then change the apps depending on the background that you've got.
I wonder if it uses ambient light detection as well. I wonder if it
Oh,
changes
that's a great
depending on
question.
the lighting in your room.
Yeah, try it out at home and put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And then we finally have tinted, and this one's kind of interesting. We can tint all of the apps to be a certain color. So instead of having their normal colors or even their inverted colors, they will all be a consistent color, and you can choose basically any color that you want. So we have 2 sliders. One of them will move us between the colors of the rainbow. So that would be the slider at the top. And then just underneath that, we have an intensity. So once we've chosen the color on the top slider, how intense is that color? We can choose that using the bottom slider. It takes a second to actually take effect. So as you're using the bottom slider there, give it a second to actually change the apps so that you can see what they look like. But pretty cool stuff.
And I assume, I think that was done more from a perspective of like making it look uniform and nice, but from a low vision standpoint, it could choosing a different tint or a tint color tint that makes sense for you, or you maybe see better, could add some accessibility.
Well, potentially. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. On the basis that, you could choose a good background and a good tint for the apps to provide maximum contrast. But when you tint the apps, all of the apps are exactly the same color at that point. And
so you're going to lose some of those color.
Exactly. So visually
cues.
it might get more confusing because you're losing those color
That's a good
cues.
point. Good point.
But everybody's different, so why not play around with it and see how it works for you? With that being said, Corey, let's go ahead and switch over. We'll take a look at how to create custom home screens, custom lock screens using various colors and pictures. Okay, so now let's take a look at how to modify our home screen and lock screen and make them a little bit more personal for us. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and wake up my phone. Now, in order to customize the screen, I do need to use my Face ID. And so I'm gonna go ahead and lean over the phone, hold a finger down on the lock screen, and it will take me through to this area where I can go ahead and start to customize the home screen and the lock screen. So I've got some that I already created here, but if I swipe to the left, I will find an Add New option with a plus in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the plus. Now, this is gonna allow us to add some new wallpaper, and there are presets that we can use, and there's various different ones, and we can also use photos from our phone as well. So we might want to use just a personal photo. We might want to use some of their designs like kaleidoscope or emoji or Unity. There's lots of different options that we can choose from. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my own photos though. I've got a nice picture of a tree here, and I'll go ahead and tap on that. Now, this is showing me what that's going to look like on the lock screen. And so I have the tree there, I've got the time and the date, and I can add further widgets as well, so different things that will display on my lock screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Add Widgets option near the top, and it will show me what types of widgets I can add. So let's say that I want to add my calendar. I can press on Calendar in the list, and then I can go ahead and just tap on the calendar, and now it's going to be displaying it on the lock screen. You can add a bunch of different widgets. I'll just add that one for now. And now my lock screen is complete. I've got the time, I've got the calendar, and I've got the tree option as well. So looking pretty good so far. I'll hit Add at the top right. And now we can choose whether we want to set this as a pair or if we don't. So if we set it as a pair, this will be the same on the lock screen and on the home screen, but we can have different things on the lock screen and the home screen. That's what I'm going to do for now. So I'm going to hit the Customize Home Screen option toward the bottom, and that will take me through to an image of my home screen, kind of a stylized image, and it gives me various different ways that I can kind of change the appearance of the home screen here. So we have color, so we can give just a solid color to the home screen. Now, this could be pretty helpful because you could, for example, set a black background, and that could be good for contrast, so something to bear in mind. We could set a gradient, so this would be just a graduated kind of color. Which would, again, look pretty nice, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and choose from photo here, and it was going to open up my photo library. I've got various pictures now. I've got some pictures of my wife here. We'll go ahead and choose one of those. So I'll tap on the first one, and it's showing me now the picture of my wife, and I can go ahead and just use this. But one of the cool things that we can do is actually swipe to the left and see different versions of this picture that we might want to use. So the first one is just the regular picture, but check out what happens here when I swipe to the left. At the moment, behind my wife, there is a picture of a stone wall. As I swipe to the left now, it's actually gotten rid of the stone wall and replaced it with a solid color. There's some really clever processing going on here to figure out what is my wife and what is the background. So really cool stuff. I can go ahead and swipe to the left, and it's going to give me different options for the background. This one's kind of cool. It's like an orange, and my wife is black and white in front of it, but you can choose whichever one you like. And then you can actually further customize. So toward the bottom right, there is a circle, and if I tap that, it will go ahead and bring up some different colors that I could choose for the background. So let's say I wanted a green color for the background. Now my wife is in black and white still, but behind her is green. And there's a slider underneath that lets me change how bright or dark the green is. Once we finish, we can just tap in the middle of the screen and then tap the done at the top right, and it will save it. And now it's going to kind of show us what that will look like with the apps in front of it as well. If we're happy with that, we can hit the done at the top right again. It's going to take us back to our different screens that we've created. The one that I just created is the one that's in front of me now, and I will tap for that to say that I've finished customizing. And now we should see on the lock screen, we've got the picture of the tree that I chose, looking good. And if I go ahead and unlock my phone, we should see that image of my wife with her in black and white and the green behind her. Really nice stuff. Helps me to helps make me feel like the phone is really my own and customize it for my needs.
Mr. B said it's time to wrap this video up. He loves the features of iOS 18.
He doesn't love our video though, because he knows it's going to destroy him.
Actually, what he secretly told me that he has placed shortcuts to our videos in the four corners of his phone so that he can quickly get to them. He will be putting it down in the comment what his 4 favorite videos are, and we ask you to do the same. But I know that this is older technology or older features, and some of you may already know about this, but we thought it would be important to let people know how they could customize their home screens to make using their phone a little bit easier.
Corey, knowledge is power, and that's what we provide on this channel. It's all about making you more powerful. So
Yes.
hopefully we did that today. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to smash the like button. Why not give us a subscribe as well, and a ring-a-ding-ding on the notification bell.
All three things must be done in order to restore power and knowledge to Tech Connect and to you. So if
Exactly.
you don't want power and you don't want knowledge, don't do those three things. If you do want those, then do those three things.
We have covered a lot of apps before on this channel. If you like phones, then you're gonna like our app videos. So go ahead and check those out. Hopefully Jonathan will put some links in the old tackle box down below. So check those out. And of course, Corey, we don't just do these wonderful Mr. Beast killing videos. We also have some other stuff going on. What else do we have going on?
Yes, well, we also do things. Now, we have a live show every other Thursday, 11 a.m. Central. It is streamed live to this YouTube channel. So if you're watching this, just stay on. Eventually, Thursday will hit at 11 a.m. and then you'll be able to watch our video. Mr. Beast, I know you got nothing better to do, so just stick around. So yeah, Tech Connect Live, check us out every other Thursday, 11 a.m. Central.
And don't forget, Corey, we have a learning management system. On this learning management system, you can find professional webinars and get on-demand ACVREP credits. So if you're a professional in the field and you need those credits, and Corey, I know it's coming up for you to do your renewal,
Yeah,
so
I
you're gonna
looked
have to
at
get some
mine.
credits.
Yep. We've got 3 new webinars that will be hitting the LMS, an AI one,
Nice.
a OrCam one,
Yeah.
and a electronic magnification one.
That's a lot.
So all 3 of them, bam, 3 credits right there
Nice.
in your hand.
Corey, when you say an AI one, was it made by AI? Is that what-
Completely done by AI.
Okay,
I haven't
nice.
even looked at it. I assume it's perfect.
And don't forget, we also have a podcast version of this show. Well, it's actually our live show, but it's close enough, yeah. So if you want to hear me and Corey talking for 45 minutes to an hour about assistive technology, the things, but you don't want to see us, and who could blame you, quite frankly, why not check out the podcast? You can find it on your favorite podcasting service. Just look for Tech Connect Live, and hopefully you will find it.
You can also turn the monitor off for these videos and still be able to listen to it without seeing us. But stick around. We will, we will be back in 2 weeks.
Hey, see you later.
Well, we mustn't keep our public waiting, huh? It's showtime, Felix.
He might be okay. No, probably not now.